Hello, in today's video I am going to be ranking the easiest to the hardest characters in Forsaken. After the video, if you like this new style of content, please make sure to support me by subscribing or, leaving a comment on the video. I really appreciate it. Also, I'm only going to be basing the characters off the kit, not necessarily how much skill it takes to, play one character or another. Yeah, you get it. And with that being said, I would like to start off with number 10, the easiest character in the game being Elliot. The reason Elliot is the easiest character to play in the game is because, first off, if you even miss your pizza, someone's still gonna go back and grab the pizza eventually, giving you the speed. And the speed 3 has no debuffs to it. You get speed 3, you're gone. And then there's no slowness, there's nothing. So you don't get punished for doing anything in this game. The only thing you get punished for is being Elliot. That's the only thing you're getting punished for. And that doesn't really work, does it? So overall, Elliot's definitely the easiest character to play in the game. He's also really simple to understand, so he's also fun to play. But yeah. At number 9, we have Noob. Now, the reason Noob isn't the easiest character to play in the game is because of a couple of things. First off, his slate skin, it's a lot more punishing than any of Elliot's attacks. Because if you use that move, there is a good chance the moment you turn the move off, they're stabbing you. So you're going to take damage almost every time you do that. And most decent players will also not leave you for last. So it's gonna be really hard for you to make that up, right? His Bloxy Cola, it's good. I do like it. So you don't have to run around the map and find one. And then the Ghost Burger is also a nice touch to the character, but at number 8 we have Builderman. Now, the reason Builderman is number 8 is because you do have to think a little bit to use the turret, because you can't just place it on in a corner, because you're gonna get no value out of that. Your teammates are not gonna run over to that corner. Oh hey, there's a turret right there, I'm gonna use that. They're not gonna get value. They're just gonna get bodied by a nully that just goes whee, and you're dead. The heal sentry, it doesn't really matter where you place as long as it's not in the open, since your teammates can now see where the heal turrets are. So yes, the character is, I think, a little harder because you need to think a little more with Builderman, but he's still pretty easy to use. There's obviously Builderman spots and stuff like that you can learn later on, but as a starting character, he's pretty good. Oh, at number 7 we got Shaletsky. I don't like Shaletsky. Shaletsky, I know, is a little difficult to use because obviously you gotta hit the stab, right? And if you don't, it can be a little punishing, especially since a Jason's gashing wound. But out of all the sentries, he's the least punishing, because if you do get hit with a gashing wound, you make it out, you have 2 heals you can use. He's the least punishing sentinel out of all the sentinels in the game, so he's not that bad. Also, Shaletsky's, please stop sitting in. At number 6 we got Taft. Now, I think this is a fair point to put Taft, because between Builderman and him, both of them having good defense abilities and good trap abilities, it's Taft takes a little more thinking, because you gotta actually be smart when placing your tripwires, because if the killer sees your tripwire, it's kind of useless. They're just gonna stab it. If they see your mine, they're gonna stab it. So you actually have to place them in somewhat good spots, but then you can also just throw one down. At number 5, my favorite sentinel in the game, Chance. Now, obviously, Chance's kit can be very rewarding. It can also be very punishing at the exact same time. Being able to get a max of 130 HP, really nice. But at the exact same time, you could be sitting there for half the round, rolling 60 HP over and over again just to get sniped across the map by a brick. And then the shot is just the perfect ability to stun the killer, but at the exact same time, it blows up on you what are you gonna do? He's gonna see that and be like, oh, free kill. Boom, you're dead. Overall, this character is somewhat hard to play, but like they're not like harder than the rest of the. At number 4, we have 2-time. Now, the reason I put 2-time above Chance is because 2-time's kit to be used at its full extent needs the revive, which you need 2 backstabs for. And with the recent nerf that they did to 2-time, it's going to be a lot harder to catch the killer off guard and hit him with a backstab, because any somewhat decent self-aware killer is not going to let that happen. He's going to turn around, he's going to look at you dead in the eyes as you hit him with a front stab, and he's going to sit there and wait for you to make a move, just so he can slap you in the face. So, overall, it's a little harder to use than Chance, because obviously Chance has the ranged gun, while 2-time just has the stab. Now, if you go invisible and then you use the stab, you get a little lunge. That's good. But at the exact same time, to get that revive, you need 2 stabs. Or just live till last man standing, and then you just have a stab for last man standing. For number 3, we have 007. Now, I don't know if that's really too surprising for most people. 007 is quite a hard character to play. I mean, yeah, he's great in Last Man Standing, being able to teleport across the map. But here's the thing. If the killer understands how 007 works and they can see him trying to teleport, all he has to do is do a 180 and just go backwards, and he's gonna be right next to that 007. And don't even get me started on the clone. The clone is almost never going to fool the killer, because the killer's mostly going to be like, if the killer's chasing you, he's going to be following you, like, directly. Yeah, if you're low, you can use the clone to, like, stun the killer for, like, 2 seconds by just, like, throwing it at him. And, like, you know, you'll get a little bit of stamina from that. But he's gonna get stamina too. It's not really gonna help you much. That's your one trick card, and it's gone. And, like, most of the time, the killer is just, like, they're gonna see the little silhouette of you running away, and they're gonna know they're following a fake. So they're just gonna do a little turn to the side, and then they're gonna start chasing you down as you already are on half stamina, because you're like, yeah, I can get away from this killer. Yeah, I'll fool him. And you turn around and he's just staring you in the eyes, waiting to stab you. He's a hard character to play, because most of the other characters, they're kind of simple, they're kind of easy to use. But 007, he's also very punishing. For example, like, imagine you're fighting a 1x1 on a flat map, and you're using the ability. Yeah, he's just gonna use his big, ginormous slash, and he's just gonna send it straight at you. And all you can do is and just take 30 damage. At number 2, it's Ducakar. What, you really thought I put Ducakar at number 1 after all the buffs he got? No, he's actually usable now. Now, Ducakar is still an extremely hard character to play. Not even because its kit's hard to use, it's because it mainly relies on, first off, your shield ability. Yeah, you're gonna put it on the survivor. Woohoo, good job, until they start running at you, bringing the killer to you. You're sitting there, you got a shield, you got that, and he starts running towards you. Here you go, have him. You'll be fine. And you get clapped by a gushing wound. Boom, boom, boom. You're dead. You're done. It's over. And then on top of that, you're gonna try and hit him with the zap just for him to go Michael Jackson, dash to the side a little bit, and then smack you in the face with a behead. Woo! His kit is way more rewarding than it was before, because the zap, obviously, it gives the bonus health now, which can, for some reason, tank an entire mass infection. Why can it tank an entire mass infection? I don't know. And the shield, it's still a really good ability, but most of the time, your teammates are gonna just sell. and you're gonna get bodied. So it's a hard character to play, in my opinion. And it just... Okay, and at number 1, it is Guest 1337. Now, my main reason he's number 1 is just because you have to land the block to get the punch. So if the killer's following you, there's a good chance you might not land that punch, especially if it's like a Jason, for example. You miss the block, you're losing 50 HP because he's just gonna hit you with a gashing wound. Now there are some moves that you can block, like for example, the Cool Kids charge. Yeah, you can block that and just full cancel the move. That's a good way to use the block, right? And then you'll get your punch. But a lot of the times, that's not really gonna happen. And what will probably end up happening is you'll block, you might miss, and then you'll die. Now, this character is also very rewarding if you can get the block off, because that punch is super nice. And then, like, the moment you get the punch off, you can either punch him right there, or you can just save the punch. And then the killers just, they're just gonna be tripping the entire time. They won't know what to do. They'll just be like, when's he gonna punch? When's he gonna do it? And then they're gonna try and bait it out, and then you're just gonna like sit there on an edge and then punch him off and then waste the killer's time. His dash is also really nice. Like, it's not useful if it's not that useful if you're not on like a high up place where you can knock them off, because then that way you can save a lot of time. Like if you're just like, if you do it like on flat ground, you can save maybe like another survivor's stamina just a little bit, but it's not like that big of a difference. But yeah, no, that's the reason I put him in number 1. If he had the punch without the block, I'd probably put Ducakar at number 1, but yep. Alright. Anyways, that is the easiest to hardest characters to play in this game for survivors. I'll be releasing a killer one soon, and you might be surprised on where I place people on that list. So I hope you enjoyed the video. This is probably gonna be the new style of content I do, and yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day.